In this video, I'm going to teach you the fundamental moves such as how to tunnel, different moves to start a fight, and all the fundamental things you need to get into competitive Fortnite. So I'm in the free build with bots room in my practice map, and in this room you have slow mode options. I always recommend starting on slow-mo when you're first learning these moves. So we're gonna start out with how to edit course. There's 5 steps to really mastering this. The first step is getting just down a simple wall edit. You place floor, wall, and then edit the wall. And try to get it down so that you can do it in different ways, you know, editing the top wall, jumping over, and then you can move up to normal. And if you want to get it down even at a better level, you can go to the speedy option, which is right below normal. And once you get it down on speedy, you know that you have it absolutely mastered. You can try changing directions, all this stuff. This is the first step to getting down edit coursing. The next step is floor ramp wall. So you want to be editing the ramp and the wall. You can practice changing directions just like before, but the biggest key to getting this down is try to edit the ramp before you're even in the box. See how I'm editing that ramp? I'm not even in that box yet. That way you can get it really smooth and you're not like clunky like this, you know? That's like hard to do. You're staying one step ahead if you do it while you're far away like this. The next step is doing ramp flips. This one gets a little bit harder, but it's the same idea. Try to get these ramps edited before you're even in the box. And the next step is getting edit down plays down. So I'll be just edit coursing like this, and then I do a little triple edit down like that. I'll slow-mo this so that you guys can try to copy it. But you just edit the ramp, edit the floor, place a ramp, and then flip the ramp. And then you can place a wall there. And then you can start edit coursing like you were before. As you get all these edit courses down, try to start combining them. So I'm going like this, and then maybe I switch it up and I'm going like this, and then I'm edit coursing down. This is how you improve editing. You know, you don't want to go into those edit courses and have all the builds laid out for you and you're like, okay, I'm gonna practice double editing. This, what I'm showing you here, is the best way to get edit coursing down. And the last step is getting edit up, so doing a triple edit up at random points. All the edits lead into the next edit. So after I edit that right there, my crosshair is already in the perfect place to get this last edit done. See what I mean? Once you get that one, just start adding all of them together. And just a reminder, you want to start on slow mode, then go to normal, and then go to fast. Let's see how I do on fast mode trying to combine them all. Let's see. It's going to be hard, but we'll see. So now that you know how to edit course, the next move should be relatively simple for you. It's how to tunnel. Tunneling is when you build an entire box while moving forward. So we're gonna start out with the first tip on how to tunnel, and this is really important. So you wanna have a floor above you and below you. And the trick is, if you keep your crosshair kind of in the center of your screen, as you can see, you don't have to move very far up and down to place those floors. See how I'm not going like this. That's what a lot of beginners would be doing. All you need is a gentle movement. That's the first step to getting tunneling down. The next step is adding that front wall, okay? So practice editing that wall and getting this gentle movement while going forward. After this, it gets a little bit more chaotic because you have to swing and get those side walls. And it does require a lot of movement. But something you can do to practice that is don't place this front wall at first. Maybe go for these side walls. Practice doing this so you get that movement of turning left and right while tunneling. And you can practice changing directions. This is actually a really good form of tunneling to know when you don't place your front wall. This is when you're on the front edge of zone. The storm is right in front of you and everyone else is behind you. So you don't need to block off your front. But after you get that, you can practice editing that front wall. Just add the front wall to the tarp. And of course, practice changing directions while doing this because you're not always just going to be tarping forward. You want to be comfortable changing directions as you go. But start out on slow mode and yeah, move your way up. In this same practice map, you can go back to the hub. There's actually a reactive tunneling drill. So if you go in here, you can turn on fast option. I'm going to go to fast. You walk into the circle, and the first step is getting in the circle because it takes a while to load. But now, you just follow that arrow. See how it's saying go forward? I'm just following that. And now it's saying turn to the side, turn to the other side. It takes a little bit of time to get used to matching when it drops layers and figuring out which direction to go at first. But once you figure it out, it's just a good tarping practice. So that's how to tunnel. Now we're going to get into how to ramp rush. The first step is getting down ramp with a cone. just place a cone at the top of your ramp and edit through. The second step is double editing through. You place a cone and a floor. So first start out with the cone edit, then go to the double, and then go to the triple edits. You can practice changing directions as you go, like switching sides like I was just doing there. Once you get the triple edits down, the next step to ramp rushing is understanding how to push correctly. So let's say I'm ramp rushing up to this bot here, and I'm ramping like this. Notice how he's a layer above me. He'd be able to shoot me. That's when you want to get this cone above you. And if you edit through this cone, you're going to be directly under him. What the better play is turning like this and placing high walls up. That way, you can get up an extra layer, and then when you ramp, you're above him now. You know, you're not always just going to be simple ramp rushing up towards the enemy like this. It's not always plain and simple like that. Sometimes you're going to need to do little misdirections. So a couple different misdirections you can do is the first one I mentioned is the high wall like this, and then you could jump up and boom, you're over top of him. A second option is just doing a little 90 jump like that, and then boom, you're over top of him now. To show you that again, it's just plain and simple. You place a wall, a layer up, and then you turn and jump, and then boom, you ramp in that direction. You're gonna wanna place a cone over your head just in case. You know, he could jump and take a shot right over this ramp, so if I place a cone, that protects me from that. The next thing we're gonna talk about is a realistic build fight start. A lot of times at the start of the fight, you're gonna be boxed up and the enemy is above you spraying at you, and you're not gonna get anywhere by just sitting here. Maybe you could do like counter damage like that, but a lot of times you're gonna wanna turn it into a build fight. And the best way to do that is like this, leaving your box, placing walls in front of you with a ramp on top. The reason this is the best is because it takes such a slight amount of movement and fully blocks your back and allows you to go so many different directions. You can edit out the front and do it again. You could flip the ramp and do it again. Let me show you that a little bit slower. You jump, flip the ramp, and then swing walls above you with the ramp on top. So it just like repeats the scenario, but now you're a layer up. And you can just quickly do that on repeat. But there's more options. You could edit out the side and do it there. You can block off the left and go out the left. A little bit more awkward to do, but you should get it down doing it from both sides. You know, you want to be able to block your right in case the enemy is over there, and you want to be able to block the left in case they're over there. But what about when you actually want to turn around and start fighting the enemy? This is a really good move. Let me show you. You edit out the front. So you edit out the front and you want to turn and face the enemy. They're behind you. You turn, place ramp, cone, and then jump up like I just did. So the first ramp cone is to block their angles so they can't see you while you do this. And then you want to place a wall and jump up and place more walls above you. This blocks your angle, and a lot of times you can piece control them right here and set up a peak. Other times you're just going to edit through and just ramp up towards them. The whole point of this is to safely turn around towards the enemy and get up towards their lair and get above them. So that's the typical way that I approach building up towards the enemy at the start of the fight. This is what it looks like in full speed. The alternate option is you could obviously just turn and ramp up towards the enemy. You know, you just turn, ramp up. That's the alternate option. That's a little bit easier. All the moves I taught you in this game are pretty much fundamentals for competitive Fortnite. You need to know how to do all these, so master them, and then the next step is learning how to piece control to end the fight. Piece control is like the final step, you know, boxing up the enemy and then setting up a peek shot to finish the fight. And I built a map that teaches you how to piece control. You can go to the beginner section of the map and shoot the blocks on the wall, and it'll play a voiceover teaching you different aspects of piece control. And then you can go to the more advanced sections to learn different drills. I've linked another video down below which teaches all those advanced drills, and I have the codes to the map down below as well. I hope this video helped you out. More content on the way, so stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.